Right, I'm here at Michigan's Adventure now, waiting in line for Mad Mouse. It's going to be my 80th credit. Just decided to do that quickly so I could get the long-ass line out of my way. So now we'll see how it is when we get there. Sorry for the short view, but that's all I had to say. Alright, I just did Mad Mouse, or is it Wild Mouse? I don't know. It was basically the same as the one at Valley Fair. Nothing too special. But now I can do a proper introduction. I am here at Michigan's Adventure. I'm going to stay here for 3.5 hours, I hope. So I can get down to Indiana Beach by 6 o'clock. So I can spend 4 hours there. Try to get everything done down there. I hope it's achievable. I just did Mad Mouse. It was like 30 minutes. It's now gone out of the queue, so I'm glad I got that. Now I don't have to think about it again. So, up next is Shivering Timbers. It's gonna be credit number 81 for me. Kind of wish that was my 80th, but I'd rather have had it be my 81st than wait an hour for Mad Mouse. So this vlog is going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to record any footage of the roller coasters just to save as much time as possible. Hopefully that'll work. May not make much of a difference, but I'm not going to do that for Michigan's Adventure or Indiana Beach. Now it's time for Shivering Timbers. So Shivering Timbers, that was great. Is it my favorite wooden coaster? No. It's a bit rough. And the restraints are kind of meh. Other than that, I loved it. It was great. All the floater airtime hills hit. I don't think it'd be my favorite wooden coaster. I know it would be in my top 4, at least. Probably second or third, if I had to guess, but I'll have to give myself time in the coming days to think about it. But yeah, great wooden coaster. So I just did Wolverine Wildcat, and honestly, that's an underrated roller coaster. Like, there were some legitimately good airtime pops on that ride, though the airtime going into the turnarounds was not great, and some of the turnarounds weren't really that forceful and got kind of rough. It was all right. The whole ride in general was kind of rough, but it wasn't any rougher than Shivering Timbers. So honestly, good ride. Good ride. After Wolverine Wildcat, I just hit a Corkscrew. Honestly, that wasn't bad. This is actually pretty smooth. Not like crazy smooth, glass smooth, but anyway, it was fine. Definitely the weakest arrow looper I've done. Like, it's not a long ride. All the other classic arrow loopers I've done are longer and have more inversions. And there were a couple janky spots, but other than that, it was fine. Nothing too crazy, but fine. Oh my gosh, I loved it when Zach said it's zooming time and zoomed all over the place. Best part of my day right there. For real though, Zach Zoomer was actually a pretty good ride. For a family coaster, that is. Some close to airtime pops, and honestly the smoothest wooden coaster in the park. Yeah, it was alright. I thought it was pretty good for what it does. Nothing too special, but good for what it is. Right, I just got done with Woodstock Express. I was like one of 3 people on that train, and like the other 2 were little children. And was a little uncomfortable for me, but hey, I was allowed on the ride, and that's all that matters. I'm a roller coaster enthusiast. I need to get the credits. And fun fact, that was credit number 85 for me. Kind of a lame 85th credit, especially for me, but honestly, that's all right. Up next is Thunderhawk. It's gonna be my 3rd SLC ever and 3rd SLC this year. I've ridden both SLCs that I've ever ridden this year, and I'm gonna ride my 3rd one for the first time this year. First one was in 2023, second one was in 2024, and now 3rd one's in 2025. So honestly, it's all right. If this one is as good as I've heard, I hope it is. Honestly, that wouldn't be too bad. Fun fact, when I got back to Elitch Gardens, Mindy Racer definitely ran rougher than I remembered it being. So I had to drop it down a few spots. Hopefully this one is what I remember of Mindy Racer, so hopefully it'll be alright. So, my prayers were answered. That was actually really smooth. No major jolts at the tops and the inversions like Mindy Racer or Napuco. So, honestly, good ride. Good ride. I really liked it. Forces were great. It's decently smooth. Some rough patches, but what can you do? It happens with a lot of roller coasters. I'm gonna see if I can get some re-rides on Shivering Timbers. Hopefully, I can get a front row ride and maybe a second and back row ride. If I can get that, I'll be really happy. And I'll leave here to go to Indiana Beach, and I'll see you guys there. Alright, it's been roughly 4 hours, and I am now here at Indiana Beach. I just saw on a sign that the greatest news ever is that All-American Triple Loop will not be open today. No suffering for anyone. Yes! But that said, I would have kind of liked to see how terrible it was, but still, that's kind of funny. There are worse roller coasters closed, but hey, that's fine by me. There's one roller coaster I wouldn't have minded missing. It would have been that one. So, yeah, we'll see how this goes. All right, first up is Lost Coaster of Superstition Mountain. It's a very weird roller coaster. Another one of my most anticipated credits here. So, hey, I'll let you know how it was when I get off. What was that? That was weird. So the laterals on that ride were, as expected, really good. Really strong pops of laterals. Also some really strong pops of airtime. I did not expect airtime on that ride, let alone to the level it had. Like, there were literally borderline ejector airtime moments. For that ride is fucking crazy. I did not expect that. It's unbelievable. So, next up, looks like I'm going to, I don't know what that ride is called, but it's like in the mesh of the water slides. I'm gonna have to see it, but yeah, whatever it is, I'll let you know. So, whatever that ride was, it was alright. Had some pretty good laterals. Also had a pop-up floater airtime or two, but other than that, it wasn't really that memorable. Overall, thumbs up. Not by too much, but still thumbs up. Tiger Coaster, I just did that. It's in the same area where I wanted to go to get to, so I decided to do that. It was alright. Same thing I thought about as that unnamed coaster over that way. I liked it. So just did as my 90th credit. That's right. Only 10 more to go till I hit that magic milestone. So, which I'm still planning on making Time Traveler that milestone. After this, I'm gonna ride Cornball Express, then Steel Hog. I've already got like 4 of the 6 credits here, and we aren't even an hour in. I could have legitimately left Michigan's Adventure 2 hours later, and I still would have made it with plenty of time to get all the credits here. I'm not joking. I could have easily done that. I had pretty much every single ride I've been on. There have been like less than 10 people on the trains, which is just wild. It's kind of a contrast. Michigan's Adventure was a little busy. Like, I had to wait in some lines, especially for Mad Mouse. It is Mad Mouse. It is Mad Mouse. So yeah, Cornball now, Steel Hog later. We'll see how it goes. Before I get on with my thoughts on Cornball, I'm gonna have to say my thoughts on Hoosier Hurricane, because I forgot to say that. It was mid, kind of all I have to say, but I'm gonna say a little bit more. I will say it reminded me of Tornado Adventure at Adventureland. It was a little rough and forceless, but it was a little bit smoother than Tornado, and it had a better sense of speed, and it was closer to having airtime. but still not quite there. It wasn't really all that good, but Cornball, that was actually pretty good for a roller coaster its size. The drop is actually kind of insane in the back row. In the second to back row is where I was sitting, and there were some really good airtime pops, and with buzz bars, that's actually kind of crazy. Honestly, really good floater airtime. It's been a really good day for floater airtime for me, honestly. Just wild. Cornball was a little rough, even in the non-wheel seat. It wasn't crazy. Even Tornado was rougher in the non-wheel seat. It's onto Steel Hog now. Probably my most anticipated ride for actually being good here. Like the other two I had in my 15 most anticipated list were only there because of quirks or something else. But this ride, I mean, it's a part of that too. It's a part of Steel Hog, but part of it is also because this ride actually looks pretty good. We'll see how it really is. Well, as I waited in line for Steel Hog, apparently it closed down because of lightning 10 miles away, which you can probably see in the background of this shot. Like there's some storm clouds. Yeah, I believe that there was lightning that way. And yeah, it makes sense to close. It just kind of sucks. So I might have to do something else. But there's not a lot of dark rides, indoor rides in this park, so it's gonna suck trying to find a ride that's open. I want to note that the shutdown is only temporary, so hopefully it'll be back up. I checked the weather app and storms should be cleared by 9 o'clock, and the park closes at 10. So hopefully I can get that one last ride on Steel Hog. And honestly, I might just head out of here from there. I might check out the dark ride for now, but like that's all I really got. It's a never mind on the dark ride or dark thing, because it's an upcharge, and I don't deal with upcharge attractions, even cheap ones like that. I didn't even do Ripcord at Valley Fair, even though I would have loved to have done that, but it's an upcharge and I don't like that. Gonna have to wait out the storm, or wait out whatever it is. Alright, I just got on Steel Hog. It just opened up after the thunderstorm threat. So, what did I think about it? It was quirky, weird. The inversions were great, hang time, whip, even some weird laterals, especially in like that overbank turn. It was fun. Not sure if I like this more than Cornball, but yeah, it was a good ride, a great fit for this park. So up next, there's only one non-roller coaster ride I want to do, and that's like the swing ride over the water. I want to see how cool that is. The only other non-roller coaster ride I wanted to do here was the dark ride, but since that's an upcharge, I'm not going to be doing that. And so I'm just going to be getting my one ride on the swings and probably just lapping Steel Hog and Cornball Express. I don't really feel like doing Lost Coaster because it was a bit of a hassle. They need at least 6 people to be on the trains, and I was stuck there with like 5 people for like 10 minutes, and I'm not sure if I want to go through that again. But yeah, other than that, it's literally just Cornball and Steel Hog. I might head home early. I'm not sure if I want to stay till night, till the park closes. After getting off of that spinning ride right there, I realized that the scary part is not being above the water. The scary part is the fact that you lean forward and backwards, and to me it almost felt like I was gonna like flip, and which would have been terrifying on one of those kinds of rides, especially, well, above the water. And also getting really close to the other seat in front of you. Like I had to tuck my feet in, otherwise I would have easily kicked the seat in front of me multiple times. But yeah, a fun ride. I will say, a fun ride. Probably my third or fourth favorite ride at this park. Probably fourth, just behind Velocicoaster, Cornball, and Steel Hog. But yeah, fun ride. I'm gonna do some laps on the two best roller coasters here, and then I'm gonna do a mini review at the end of this video. I'll see you later. Bye. All right, I've just finished up my day at Indiana Beach, so I'm gonna do a mini review of Indiana Beach, Michigan's Adventure, and I may even talk about my time in Colorado last week. So I'll just start with Colorado then, because it was first. So it was a marching band trip. It wasn't like the marching band trip we did in 2022, where it was just amusement park after amusement park after amusement park for a whole week. It was just like a bunch of like other cool stuff. And honestly, I kind of preferred that, because if we did amusement park after amusement park after amusement park, as of right now, when I'm like a full-fledged enthusiast, I probably would have gotten a little exhausted, even though I like roller coasters more. I'm older and I get exhausted more easily. And my excitement wouldn't be as high as it was in Florida, because it wasn't just about roller coasters in Florida. Like, there were a lot of other cool things. Like the fact that I was on an airplane for the first time, the fact that I swam in an ocean for the first time. It's like all new stuff. So my excitement level matched what needed to be for all the theme park days that we were going to do. So anyway, so it was really just Elitch Gardens on day two. Day two, including the day that we traveled to get to Colorado. So it was after the first full night. So we got to the park, and I go with a friend to Blazing Buckaroo at Elitch Gardens, which was a first credit for me. It was open in my trip in 2023, but I just didn't ride it because it was a kiddie credit, and I kind of wanted to be at exactly 25 credits by the end of the year. So so then I got that this year, making that my, what was it? I think it would have been my 75th credit. Yeah, it would have been my 75th credit. Yeah, and while we were walking further from the entrance to the park, I saw something I thought I would never see. I saw Sidewinder run. And if you know that ride and that ride model, you know that does not happen very often. So I just bolted there, almost left my friend behind in the dust. And we did get on it. Honestly, that ride was, the launches weren't really launches. They're more just shoves. Didn't really feel any force. But the drops in the loop were fun. I kind of liked it. Really, the only downside I have with that ride is just the long pause after, from doing the course forward and then just waiting so fucking long for the backwards launch. That's really the only downside I had with that ride. Then after we did that, I realized that the board telling me which rides were closed was not lying. So we went to Half Pipe, and that was fun. I really liked it. Our theme, I guess, for our marching band show was kind of like a Surf's Up theme, so it was kind of cool to ride a roller coaster with a surfboard as a floor. Yeah, that was kind of fun. And yeah, that was it as far as new roller coasters. Honestly, my experience there was a lot better than my last time. I like more than half the rides were open, and it was like good ones too. Kind of wish I got on Twister 3, but that's not really from what I've heard, not really too good of a quality roller coaster. So yeah, we it was kind of just that, and it was a fun day at Elitch Gardens. I never thought I'd say that. And then fast forward to today, I went to I kind of decided last minute to after our marching band trip this year to stay up to pull an all-nighter on Monday night so I could be really tired on Tuesday night and get enough sleep to finish to do traveling today. So yeah, this footage right here was only two days after I got home from Colorado. Actually, I was in South Dakota at the time for the last night. But still, 2 days after the trip ended. And I was surprised it worked out well. Went to bed at 2 a.m. to I went to bed at 2 p.m. to hopefully get enough sleep by midnight so I could leave by 1 o'clock to get to Michigan's Adventure when it opened at 11. Like, I had to add an extra hour because of the time zone change. So, and I got to the park at like 10 minutes before it opened. And I got on everything within like 2 hours, I think, which was more than what I expected. I wanted to get everything done in at most 3.5 hours, and I blew that away. So I got one more ride on Shivering Timbers. I would have gotten another ride, but it went down, and it was taking a while for it to get back up. So I just left to go to Indiana Beach. And I got here. First thing I saw when I got here was like how few cars there were parked, and I was like, yes, this is gonna be a good day because their lines are gonna be short. And I was right. Lines were pretty short. The only wait I had to wait for more than one cycle in was Steel Hog. Other than that, it was pretty much just a station wait, if you will, or a walk on. So, and it was fun. It was fun here. I enjoyed both the parks I visited. If you want to do both parks in one day, I suggest doing it on a weekday because it might be. I don't know how it would be on weekends, but I don't want to figure that out the hard way. Or the easy way. That might be too difficult too. So yeah, I got everything I wanted to done with an hour to spare, which included some unexpected lightning. But yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed my day at the 2 amusement parks I visited. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.